Hi, my name is Leia Bellamy, and this semester I was the team lead for the Russian Trolls Creative Inquiry. This creative inquiry was part of the IBM Watson Clemson Research Program. So last year, our research focused on identifying, defining, analyzing Russian Twitter troll accounts. These Twitter troll accounts are created by the Russian Internet Research Agency, also known as the IRA, who pose as US news media Twitter accounts, and they have the intention of pushing a more unrestful and negative narrative to the American public. We relied heavily on the IBM Watson sentiment analysis in order to determine if the tweets from these troll accounts were more unrestful or more negative than the average media Twitter account. This, in fact, was determined to be true, um, as these troll accounts had a more negative and unrestful sentiment than the control tweets. And the control tweets were legitimate US news media Twitter accounts. This semester, we took things in a different direction. Using Twitter troll data, our professors Darren Linville and Patrick Warren collected, our team has worked to find the extent of troll tweets by using and manipulating a conversation tracking tool. This tool allows us to determine the direct conversation history a troll accounts have had, and this includes finding and piecing together deleted tweets. This enables us to understand how influential these troll accounts were and possibly determine more troll accounts, as many troll accounts often like to connect with other troll accounts. We've also been studying the sentiment and routines of troll accounts to see if they support some organizations more than others, for example, the Black Lives Matter movement, or if troll engagement is lower on Russian holidays compared to regular days. Personally, I have been researching Twitter engagement methods. Twitter engagement methods measure the account following and the frequency other accounts interact with your Twitter account. I have been looking at other methods similar research has implemented, and how they implement these essential tasks. So virtually looking and seeing how people study engagement. It's a very new thing. It's a new research, the digital age, and looking to see how research similar to ours has been utilizing different types of engagement methods, and maybe looking to see how we can implement some of these engagement methods in the future as our research program develops. This is important, but Twitter engagement, this is really important for troll accounts because they want their account and their message to be spread as far as possible. So following me, the rest of my research team will describe some of their tasks they've been doing this semester. Thank you very much, and we're really excited that you're interested in our research.
Hello, my name is Mariana. I am a junior in computer information systems, and this is my third semester working on the IBM Watson project within the Russian Trolls project specifically. But I'm going to show you a little bit of what I've been working on this semester along with some of my team members. So an intern that's been working with the IBM Watson team actually developed code that allows us to look through the lineage of a tweet. And we're able to utilize this tool with the Russian trolls specifically, so that we can take a tweet and then be able to see what tweets came before it, to kind of engage and be able to create conclusions on how these Russian trolls kind of expanded and grew. We have a hypothesis that maybe they used some of that interaction to build their platform and then become more effective in the future. So in this case, we have a bunch of information about the tweet, such as the tweet ID, the text, the username, reply ID, for example. And so our goal is to be able to create an even bigger data set with the lineage of each tweet, so we can see the effect of each troll. This is not done. Right now we are running into issues because a lot of our tweets are deleted and there has been updates in the Twitter API. So we're currently trying to work around that and figure out how can we then still be able to track the lineage of tweets that are deleted or if there's no information about them, all kinds of different ways that tweets are structured. And we're also in the future would like to be able to categorize quoted tweets not just reply tweets.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Sean. And I'm here with Michael Fortney. Today we're going to be talking about how we visualize the Russian troll activity that was over the course of November 2017 to July 2020. Just as a brief overview, the data set we were working with was extremely large. It was around 30,000 tweets. And then along with those tweets were a bunch of metrics that just broke down kind of the characteristics of each tweet. So Michael and I, what we were trying to do is working with Tableau and Python to kind of make the just sheer size of the data more digestible to a general audience. So here's this first graph that we have, and this depicts the overall activity of Russian trolls by month. And this is done by counting the number of article IDs that show up within the data set. And this is a distinct count. So in case there was any repeats, those won't show up. And then the trend line that you see is an 8-degree polynomial. And that was kind of just the best fit line that we could get in Tableau. So you can see around December of 2019, that's when the activity of the trolls kind of peaks around 7,000, and then it tapers off again. But then it seems to pick back up again towards July, and that might have something to do with the fact that the election was coming up in November of 2020. So this second graph that we have, it shows the total activity by day, and it is filtering out for Russian holidays. And that's important because the Russian IRA accounts that we were observing are run by the government. So we'd expect them to not be as active on Russian holidays. And there was actually a paper that was published as an NBER working paper that was by Douglas Almond, Chinming Du, and Alana Vogel. And that was titled Russian Holidays Predict Troll Activity, and that used a data set from 2015 to 2017. And their work was concerned with the holidays effect on IRA accounts activity. So you can see, again, with our 8-degree polynomial trend lines, that there was a little bit of a decline in activity. Even though we don't have that many data points for the Russian holidays over this course, you can see that it is a little bit less than the overall activity. And then here for the third graph, you can see the different sources that the tweets came from. So there's Twitter Web Client, Twitter Web App, and then TweetDeck. TweetDeck has the ability to schedule tweets and be able to control multiple accounts at once. So this is something else that we wanted to observe too, that if on holidays there was a decline in Twitter Web App use from different modes of tweeting. And here, this is filtered out activity by source on solely holidays. So you can see that there is still a good amount of Twitter Web App tweets being done, but they're substantially less than what we see on some of the other days, like in around December of 2019, around 325 tweets on Web App. So yeah, from there, I'm gonna hand it over to Michael. He's gonna talk a little bit more about the NBER paper that I mentioned, and also show you some visualizations.
Hi, my name is Michael Fortney, and I'm a senior here at Clemson University. And this is my first semester having the pleasure of working on the creative inquiry Watson the Watt. The project that I had the pleasure of working on this semester had to do with Russian trolls activity, where we used artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques to see if we can dive deeper and understand more about how they operate and the sort of trends and habits that they have. A particular project that I got to work on this semester had a lot to do with an earlier study published this year by the National Bureau of Economic Research. And what they had found is that on average, on Russian holidays, they saw 35% less activity than they did on non-Russian holidays. Contextually, this makes sense. If they're working through the government, if they're sitting at a desk in St. Petersburg firing off tweets, you'd expect that there'd be less people coming in or less people firing off tweets on these Russian holidays than on non-holidays. And it helps us get a better insight about the way they work, how they act, cyclically, how they work. what types of year they're going to be acting more, and basically the type of habits that they have. And to dive deeper into this, what we did is we did a statistical analysis of the data that we had of tens of thousands of tweets. And we basically broke it up into holidays and non-holidays among all of our tweets and dates that we had. And what we found is on average, the mean amount of tweets on holidays among our distribution was around 36.8, while the mean or average amount of tweets on non-holidays was actually around 62.4, which is almost double of that. So it's very significant. And at the 95% confidence level, we rejected the null hypothesis. And in this case, the null hypothesis would be that there is no difference, that the mean amount of tweets on a holiday is the same as the mean amount of tweets on non-holiday. And at the 95% confidence level, there was sufficient evidence to reject that null hypothesis, meaning that we did find that they're different, that the mean amount of average tweets, the average amount of tweets on a Russian holiday was less than that on a non-holiday. And if you look at this distribution, you see just that. The medians are around the same, which is interesting. There's also a bigger discrepancy between the third quartile and the first quartile here on the non-holiday tweets, so it's more spread out. And what you'll see is there are a lot of outliers here in the non-holiday tweet distribution, which is really interesting. So what we saw was that all these extreme values, these abnormally large high values, only occurred on non-holidays. We didn't have any extreme abnormally large amounts of tweets on any given day during a holiday. So any days where they were going over the top, working overtime, doing extra tweets was not on holidays, which goes hand in hand with the research they found, and it makes sense. You wouldn't expect them to go over and above on these days, and it helped us dive deeper and understand more the activity and habits of these Russian trolls.